プレイトゥゲダー。はい、どうも、放送の目にかけてます。地球上の全ての生きとし生きるものの嫌われ者、キモイマン37と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。というわけでして、今回ですね、お送りさせていただきます。タイトルはこちら、L.A.Noire というわけでして、今回で動画の数字で言うと17本目ということで、今回頑張って楽しくプレイの方をさせていただきたいなと思います。で、自分ですね、ゲームの腕前がめちゃくちゃ下手な上に理解力もないので、奇跡的にもね、こちらの動画をご視聴くださっている方の中で、そのせいで非常にね、ご評価を悪くされてしまう方もおられるかと思うのですが、そこをどうか、長い目でね、ご容赦いただけたら幸いかなと思います。いずれにせよ、ドヘタはドヘタになるように一生懸命頑張ってご視聴くださっている方に少しでも楽しいな面白いなと思っていただけるようにね、頑張ってやらせていただきたいなと思いますので、どうかよろしくお願いいたします。で、ですね、L.A.Noire はですね、やらせていただくときは、毎回ノーマイクでね、やらせていただいておりますので、今回もノーマイクでやらせていただきたいなと思います。また、終わりしなにですね、ご挨拶の方をさせていただきたいなと思いますので、何卒ご理解ご了承のほどよろしくお願いいたします。で、今回やっていくお話なんですが、ですね、この人って言い方もあれなんですけど、このフェルプスさんですね。フェルプスさんが、殺人家にね、前回昇格移動、しまして、で、そんなね、フェルプスさんの殺人家での、一番最初の事件ですね。赤い口紅殺人事件ってやつですね。これに続きをやっていきたいなと思います。で、前回ですね、ここで一通り調べてね、キリの誘いだということで終了させていただきました。なので、今回はその続きということでやっていきたいなと思います。もしよろしければ、最後の最後までお付き合いくださいませ。よろしくお願いいたします。では、また後ほど。先生、バイバイ。
You're behind the wheel. The werewolf?
For my money, a copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. The caller of the decade. You've been working evidence on BD case for 6 months and got nicks.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, Oddshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us a note on a corpse?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. For some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the MO and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastical.
You know, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police work. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder. It was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. You can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him.
He's a bit of a ganguero.
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Phelps. I'll stay here. I'm a little parched. Pour me 3 fingers of rye.
I just don't know how to dance to bebop.
So,
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine? Christ.
You going to pay for that?
Sure I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine was a lovely woman.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
You know him?
No. He's been in a couple of times.
Did they leave together?
Yes, at around 11. If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
Hey, honey, what time did you get off?
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you. Mrs. Henry appeared to be missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
I think you know where the ring came from, and I think you're gonna tell me.
Okay, I bought it years ago. I carried a torch for Celine in those days. Guess I always have. Her old man never knew about it.
You know the husband?
Sure I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. He put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up, asked him to come pick her up like usual. But he refused. She picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30, but got no answer.
Thanks, Mr. McCall. You've been a big help. One more thing. Would you have an address for Celine?
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her home in enough cabs to remember that.
He drove me up to Mulholland and we did some necking.
Waitress,
Let's get out of
can I
here.
have another spoon?
Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely. Where's that goddamn waitress?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please. Thank you. You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind. No, you picked the wrong job if a healthy thirst offends you, Cole.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short would be alive, the Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor, our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested a proficiency in solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother, oh brother. It's worse than I could ever have imagined.
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second. Side window's been jimmied. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint.
You said I had to go back, Doctor.
The fires are cathartic. They allow you to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
The circumstances were unfortunate. My colleagues had made all the necessary
You
arrangements.
said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
The deaths were unfortunate, but you have dealt with death before. I want you to come to the clinic and we can deal
You said the house would be empty. How can I find peace?
Size 9s. Above average for a lady.
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in? You'd
think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit, you got another thing coming, Buster.
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. It speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband, but Jacob could give us something to go on. One of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty. Galloway, homicide, badge number 564. Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
This isn't what we're looking for.
Tiffany? The rest of the stuff is junk, and I explained the missing ring. A regular Amelia Earhart in her day. The ring looks distinctive.
Doesn't tell me anything.
Safe around here anymore.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan. Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking, and she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh, my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
はい、というわけで、ちょうどね、切りも良さそうなので、今回はこの辺で終了させていただきたいなと思います。ここまでご視聴いただきまして、誠にありがとうございました。そして、ここまでお付き合いくださいまして、お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。今回、そうですね、若い口紅殺人事件の続きということで、ここまで進めさせていただきました。そうですね、今はまだ情報収集の段階なので、これといってね、劇的になんかストーリーがね、ちょっと派手に展開するってことではないのですが、こういったね、地道な情報収集というかね、この捜査活動が、後にね、こう実を結ぶというところは、結構現実的なところもあってね、なかなか面白いなと思いましたね。はい。で、自分ですね、これ以外のシリーズ動画ですね、いくつか出させていただいておりまして、であと不定期なんですが、ニコ生 YouTube、Twitch 等でブロードキャスト配信させていただいております。で、ごめんなさい、ブロードキャスト配信させていただくにせよ、今回みたいにね、動画をアップさせていただくにせよ、必ず事前に自分がやらせていただいております、Twitter 等でご報告させていただいております。毎回動画説明なんですね、自分がやらせていただいております。各種 SNS の URL を、リンクっていう形で持って貼らせていただいております。お気の方が向きになりましたら構いませんので、もしよろしければぜひそちらの方もチェックされてみてください。よろしくお願いいたします。で、今回ですね、奇跡的にもこちらの動画をご視聴くださった方の中で、自分みたいなのもね、いいなと思っていただけたらね、構いませんので、チャンネル登録、ごめんなさい。あと動画の高評価等ぜひよろしくお願いいたします。というわけでして、今回、少々関も今の37がお送りさせていただきました、L.A.Noire。動画の数的に言うと17本ですね。これで終了させていただきたいなと思います。改めまして、ここまでご視聴いただきまして、誠にありがとうございました。そして、ここまでお付き合いくださいまして、お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。また次回、18本目にて、皆様にお会いできることを楽しみに、今回はこの辺で失礼させていただきます。ありがとうございました。バイバイ。